What's up, people? Happy Tuesday. Hopefully, you're having a great day so far. Before I get into this video, this episode, let me I had a couple things I want to say. So, first of all, something crazy happened yesterday, right? So, I got an email from a YouTube partner, a company that wants to partner up with my YouTube channel. I was thinking about taking it until I saw the terms of the contract. And basically, the terms of the contract states I would have to give up 50% ownership of my channel. And yeah, the check ain't big enough. Let's just say that. The money is not big enough for me to give up half ownership of a channel I've owned for 9 years. Like, I've had this channel literally since 2008 for almost 10 years. This channel is like my kid. You know what I mean? Like, I love this channel, and I can't fathom giving it up half of it for a certain amount of money. It has to be the right amount. I mean, I don't mind partnering up with anybody, but yeah, the money has to be right. I can give you a quarter of it, but 50%, yeah, I don't think so. Uh, but I did entertain the offer. I entertained it, but from a business standpoint, it don't make sense. And besides, I like to have creative control. This is my channel. I'm the chairman of this channel. I'm the CEO. I want to remain all of those things. You know what I mean? I don't like giving up half control or majority of anything. And, if the money ain't there, if the money ain't right, it ain't going to be right for me. Business is business. But, hopefully another offer come around that piques my interest. I have a couple things on the table, but, we'll see what happens. Uh, but, business is business. Anyway, moving on to something else I wanted to bring up. I was thinking of creating more content. One of the content choices I was thinking of was something I did about 2 years ago, and I was thinking about redoing it, bringing it back to the channel. Basically, it's like soap news. It's like a format, you know what I mean? Me bringing up, talking about the latest news, in soaps and, basically talking about what's been going on other shows like Days of Our Lives and B&B and Y&R all in one episode. It's basically what I want to do is soap news, but I also want to talk about other shows that's out, the current remaining shows. Plus, it's like an open forum where you in the comments, you talk about it and we all can talk together in the comments about it. So let me know what you think. So anyway, getting into today's episode. Spencer Cassadine is back in the motherfucking building. Let me tell you something about Nicholas Belcho. I think that's how you pronounce his name. It's good to see him again. If you follow him on Instagram or you're on social media, man, let me tell you something. Him and Ryan Pavey, who plays Nathan West, are fucking hilarious. I think the whole cast, if you see them on social media when they're behind the scenes, yo, the shit they do. Like Chad Duell, they're hilarious on set. Like Chad Duell, from what I noticed on social media, like he's a huge prankster in that show. Like he does some outlandish shit sometimes. If you follow him on Instagram, like he's hilarious. I think the whole cast is just funny as hell behind the scenes. Like you think there's something on screen, they're crazy behind the scenes. I would love to work on that show. I swear, I would love to work on that show. Like just to be around them and laugh and joke and all that. Like it looks fun as hell. Um, but yeah, it's good to have Spencer back in the show. That whole scene between him and Laura made the entire episode today. It made the entire episode. That whole exchange between them had me on the floor dying. I was like, yo, I can't take this show. It's hilarious. Um, so basically, this fool got an app for everything. He generated a text message from Laura, pretended it was from his grandmother, saying that he can come back to Port Charles for a family emergency or whatever. He's needed back in town. Then he got an app to buy his own plane ticket. Then he got an app to hire a town car to pick him up from the airport to take him to Lulu House. I said, this kid never ceased to amaze me. He's a fucking true Cassadine. Like, that's some Cassadine. I think that's why Helena took to him. and she wanted to mold him because she definitely sees something in this kid, and I see it too. Like he's fucking brilliant, brilliant. Like seriously, he's not your ordinary little kid. Like this kid is nuts, like but in a good way. Like he's fucking brilliant. Um, he makes me laugh, man. Every time he come on this show, he's hilarious. Like the wittiness of him, like and he got spunk. He's not afraid to go toe to toe with somebody, and that's basically why he's back in Port Charles, basically to seek revenge on Valentine. I'm gonna tell you right now, this kid got balls. He got grapefruits. I mean, he's not afraid to speak his mind. He's not afraid to challenge authority. He's not afraid to go for what he wants. And he's a little kid. Like he's a child and he's talking about going up against his uncle and taking back the family home, Windermere. And I was like, damn, man, the spunk on this kid, man, it's crazy, yo. You gotta applaud that. Like Spencer, man, let me tell you something, man. He brings a lot of funniness to the show when he's on, man. It's never a dull moment with this kid. Like never. Like I always when I heard he was coming back to the show, I could not wait. I was like, I was looking forward to it because I knew it was gonna be some fun shit, and it amazed me. Like it exceeded my expectations. I knew it was gonna be fun, but this was overly fun. Like just this was crazy. Like and I enjoyed every moment of it. It was hilarious. Laura basically wants to send his ass back to private school or whatever, but he kind of talked her into staying. You know, he was talking about he wanted some Geno's pizza and stuff like that. Oh man, that whole scene, yo. If you did not watch it, go to YouTube, go on demand, go to abc.com, look it up, man. It was a dope scene. I'm telling you, that was something that you had to see. It was a fun ass scene. I haven't laughed so much on this show in so long since watching it. It's been a while since I had a really good laugh. Like, and that scene just made me laugh every time. Um, so yeah, man, it was a dope scene. Moving on from that, Sonny and Jason, I did not care for at all today. All they did was sit there and talk about Ava, Olivia, Morgan. That's literally all they talked about. And I did not care for this scene at all. And I'm being very honest. And the reason being because you know what? I have to speak my mind on this. And I understand if people disagree, and that's fine. That's, you know, we all have a difference of opinion, which is cool with me. But I'm over Sonny Carly bitching about Morgan, crying about Morgan. It's been 7 months. And it pisses me off. This is why this, you know, normally it wouldn't upset me that they're grieving their son because, of course, that was their son. But what pisses me off about this is the fact that Laura and Monica have been on this show longer than Carly and Sonny. Way longer than Carly and Sonny. And Monica's son was murdered. She only had 1 or 2 episodes where she cried about AJ. That was when she found out he died, and that was the funeral. That was it. After that, she basically went back to the hospital, working at the hospital like nothing happened. That was it. You know what I mean? She didn't take months to grieve. Hell, she didn't even get a week to grieve. She got 2 episodes of grieving and then it was back to business. Laura, her son died last year. She mentions him here and there, but she hasn't grieved for him every day for the last year since he's been dead, like Sonny and Carly have for the last 7 months. And I feel like it's a slap in the face. If you're going to give them this long period of grieving time, how come it wasn't the same thing for Monica and Laura? And both their kids were very important to this show. Very important. And dare I say they were more important than Morgan was to the show. AJ and Nicholas were way more important. They had bigger storylines over the years. You know, they come from major families that's been on this show for decades, and yet they get a mention here and there, and that's it. Morgan, everybody's crying about him. Oh, he was a good kid. He was a good son. He was a good this. He was a good big brother. He was this, that, and the third. But all you hear is, oh, that man killed my son. That's all you hear. And then after that, it's over. That's all you hear about AJ and Nicholas. That's all you hear. I'm like, that's fucked up to me because I've been watching the show for a long time, man, since I was a little kid. And I basically grew up watching the Quartermains, grew up watching the Cassadines, and you know, I started watching, yeah, around the time when the Corinthoses were around, but the Cassadines and the Quartermains always interested me more, way more. I'm a big fan of the mob and stuff, but that was when the mob was fun. But you know what? I've been a bigger fan of the Cassadines and the Quartermains because their showdowns and battles between the families were always so epic, especially the Cassadines versus the Spencers. It was always fun. It was good drama. It was always a mystery. It was always an adventure. You know what I mean? So that's what made me watch more. You know what I mean? It made me fall in love with the show. And I just felt like AJ and Nicholas did not get the material. They didn't get, what they deserved on this show, the recognition. And I feel like it's a slap in the face. That's how I feel about this. You may disagree, and that's fine with me, but that's just how I feel. I just feel like it's fucked up. And I'm over this Morgan shit. Like, I'm just over it. Because I felt like Laura and Monica should have got more, you know, they should have got the same treatment. Their kids should have got the same treatment that Sonny and Carly kid got. And, that's how I feel. So, it is what it is, but that's how I feel. Moving on from that. So, Valentine wanted to change his name and Charlotte's name. This whole scene was kind of funny to me because Anna figured out, she got info from Nina that Niagara Falls is where Valentine would take Charlotte on a vacation. Yo, how the fuck did Lulu, Dante, and Anna show up to Niagara Falls within 5 minutes? Did they use a teleportation device? Now I know Port Charles is a fictional town. Okay, we all know that. But I want to know how far away is Port Charles from Niagara Falls? Because I'm like, even if it's not that far, it would take at least an hour, 2 hours. It's a couple hour drive at least to get from Port Charles to Niagara. I'm just saying it would have to be. There's no way Port Charles and Niagara Falls is 20 minutes away from each other because they got there quickly. I'm like, how the hell did? I mean, I get it. The show wants us to suspend disbelief, but damn, like they be asking for way too much with that. Because even I couldn't believe that mess. I said, now how y'all get there that fast? So my thought was when Lulu and Dante took Charlotte and they were heading back to Port Charles, my thought was Valentine is probably going to double cross them. When he goes to jail or he's tried for his actions, I think because him and Nina are still married. And he has full custody. So what's to stop him from signing papers and signing secondary custody over to Nina instead of Lulu? Because think about it like this: if he signs it over to Nina, Nina as his wife would still have access to Windermere. And notice how when Valentine was talking to Anna, he basically didn't want Charlotte living with Lulu and Dante permanently because he wants his daughter to continue living that rich lifestyle, to never want for nothing. And I felt like that was a slap in the face to people when he said that. Because what is wrong with the way Lulu and Dante live? They're middle class people. What's wrong with that? I mean, I get it. Charlotte's used to living a rich lifestyle with butlers and servants and stuff like that. She's used to that. I get that. But at the end of the day, he said that he didn't want his daughter living in a white picket fence type of home or whatever. She deserved to live in upper class. I felt like that was a spit in the face to people that live middle class and lower. You know what I mean? Like, that's like a slap in the face because here's the way I feel about this. Lulu and Dante already have a son, Rocco. Their son is a healthy, happy kid. He lives a healthy, happy life. They live in a nice suburban home. And in my personal opinion, I would kind of rather live in Lulu and Dante's house anyway because it's warm, it's comfortable looking, it's, down to earth. And they live in a nice house. And I'm pretty sure it's in a suburban neighborhood. And I'm pretty sure Charlotte is not going to want for anything. Okay, granted, Lulu and Dante may not be able to afford that material stuff that Valentine can buy Charlotte, but they can provide a nice house for her in a nice neighborhood. They can provide her with love and attention and care. She's never going to want for anything. And I feel like what's better than that? Me personally, I never in my life wanted to be rich. I never wanted to be rich. It might sound crazy to some people, but I never wanted to be rich. I've always wanted to be financially okay. Like, say, for instance, what I mean by that, for example, I can hop on a plane tomorrow and take a little vacation to like Hawaii and my bills are paid. I don't have to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? That's how comfortable I want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to live in no big mansion with servants and butlers. Don't get me wrong, that lifestyle is nice. Definitely. It's nice living in a mansion with butlers and stuff. That's some nice shit. But I prefer for me to live like how Dante and Lulu live, or even how Elizabeth and Franco live. Look at that brownstone house that she live in. It's a nice place. Lulu and Dante's house is nice, so I'd rather live like that, comfortable. But I just kind of took it some type of way when he made that statement. It's like, what's wrong with living middle class? Nothing wrong with that. So anyway, Anna arrested him for treason. Um, where she said that he would serve a life sentence. I already know he's gonna finagle it. He's probably more than likely gonna get out of these charges. That's obvious. Um, I'm just ready for this custody war to be over. Like, I think Valentine and Lulu need to share custody. I think joint custody should happen, and we should move on from this. So anyway, I was happy when Sam went to the spa. I was happy because I had that same thought process. I was like, Sam, you could look on her face like she's tired. She looks worn out. I mean, she just had a baby under crazy circumstances. Plus, she has to deal with Danny. Plus, she's been dealing with this Olivia Jerome mystery and the Jake mystery. She hasn't had a time to breathe, you know? So it's like I was happy when she went to the spa, but she just couldn't relax. Like something just kept gnawing at her. Like she was so tense and all that. And you want to know what I think it is? That curse that Helena put on her. I think that they're about to, keep going with that. Because remember when Helena died, before Helena died, she put a curse on Sam. And I think we might start to see that play out by the way she was acting at the spa because she just could not relax. So I wonder what that's about. Um, I love the scenes with Julian and Alexis and the baby Scout. It was so funny because when they took Scout out the stroller and she was in Julian's arm, the faces that little girl kept making was hilarious. I interpreted her facial expressions like, "Yo, can y'all please put me back in my stroller because it's nippy out here, it's chilly. Y'all got me out here with short. It ain't summertime yet. It's still spring technically." That's how her facial expressions was saying it. Like I was dying. She just had that face like, yo, put me back in my stroller and put the blanket back over me. It's cold out here. That's her facial expression. Like she was all comfortable in the stroller. Yeah, I keep picking her up, moving her around. She like, yo, leave me where I was. Like for real. But I hope Alexis and Julian get back together personally. Cause I think they do belong together. And it's obvious she wants to be with him, but she keeps pulling away because of his past misdeeds, which is understandable. But this episode was pretty cool. Um, I love the scene with Julian and Lucas. Finally, I was like, Lucas has been MIA for months. Like, I thought they wasn't gonna show him again, but it was good to see Lucas. I wish that they would put him a part of this whole storyline with Brad and Finn and all that, because I felt like that was a missed opportunity for Lucas too. They should have put him a part of that. But anyway, I hope all of you had a great day. Have a great day. I will see all of you tomorrow. Hit that like button, hit that comment button, hit that subscribe button. See you all tomorrow. Have a great day.